Hi, welcome students. Gradually, we are heading towards the completion of this lesson ecosystem. In the remaining part of this lesson, one very important topic is the nutrient cycling, and the other one is the ecological services. If we talk of this nutrient cycling, earlier we have read about the energy flow in the ecosystem, and we know it very well that the regular input of energy is always required for the healthy functioning of the ecosystem. Rather, the functioning of the ecosystem without the input of energy, the functioning of ecosystem cannot be imagined. Similarly, this regular supply of nutrient is also important, as you have read in class 11 that the organisms need a constant supply of nutrient to grow, reproduce and regulate various body functions. The amount of nutrients such as carbon, nitrogen, phosphorus, calcium, etc. present in the soil at any given time is referred to as standing state. It varies in different kinds of ecosystem and also on a seasonal basis. So the nutrients are regularly recycled from the non-living component of the ecosystem to the living component system, and again it is returned back to the non-living component of the ecosystem. These nutrients may be in the form of gases also, and hence in the nutrient cycling we discuss nitrogen cycle, we discuss oxygen cycle, etc. Apart from this, some very important elements that require to be recycled is the carbon, nitrogen, phosphorus, hydrogen, oxygen, zinc, molybdenum, copper, nitrogen, phosphorus, etc. The nutrient cycling is also known as the biogeochemical cycle, as the living organism and the atmosphere and the soil and water all is involved in the cycling of nutrients, and nutrient cycling can be studied at two different levels: the gaseous nutrient cycling and the sedimentary. The reservoir for gaseous type of nutrient cycling, that is nitrogen carbon cycle, exists in the atmosphere, and for the sedimentary cycle sulfur phosphorus cycle etc. are running. The reservoir is located in the earth's crust. Environmental factors, that is soil moisture, pH, temperature etc. regulate the rate of release of nutrient into the atmosphere. The function of reservoir is to meet with the deficit which occurs due to imbalance. In the rate of influx and efflux. Influx is the incoming and the efflux is the outgoing. You have made a detailed study of nitrogen cycle in your previous classes also. Here in the ecosystem we shall discuss the carbon cycle. Carbon happens to be one of the most important nutrient, and that carbon forms the building block, or the carbon containing nutrient are essential for the existence of the living world. Protein, lipid, carbohydrate, vitamins, hormones, enzymes, these are the molecules that are essential for the uh, operating life on the earth or existence of life on the earth. If we talk of this carbon cycle, we find that 71% of carbon is found dissolved in ocean. The oceanic reservoir regulates the amount of carbon dioxide in the atmosphere. Fossil fuel also uh, represent the reservoir of carbon. Carbon cycling occurs through atmosphere, ocean, and through living and dead organisms. If we talk of phosphorus cycle, phosphorus is the major constituent of biological membrane and nucleic acid cellular energy transfer system. Many animals need large quantities of this element to make shell, bone, teeth. The natural reservoir of phosphorus is rock, which contains phosphorus in the form of phosphates. When rock is withered away, minute amount of these phosphate dissolve in soil solution and are absorbed by the roots of the plants. Herbivores and animals obtain this element from plant. The waste product and the dead organisms are decomposed by phosphate solubilizing bacteria releasing the phosphorus. Similarly, we have different other cycles running in the ecosystem, such as calcium cycle, nitrogen cycle, etc. Uh, this is the biogeochemical cycling of the element, and in our next video we shall discuss the ecosystem services. That's all in this video. Thank you.